Good morning. Welcome to Plant Therapy. This is going to be a plant chore day. And again, like I did before, I'll turn the camera on here and there to share with you what I'm doing. It's a nice peaceful morning. Have the deck door open so you may hear the birds in the background. Although I have a new mic, I don't know how much it's going to cancel out the surrounding sounds. I hope you get to hear it because it's very peaceful and nice this morning. So anyway, this is my newest purchase. I've had this for a few weeks. It's Friday. It's from Proven Winners, the Leaf Joy. Mystic Friday is what they call it. It's an alocasia hybrid. Love this. Saw this, it was just by itself in a strange location away from where it should have been with the rest of the plants from this company. I just happened to see it and I've been wanting one of these. Rachel was kind enough to hear me say that and send me a corm, which is doing very well. Hope you guys can see that. Rachel, look how big it's getting. She sent that to me earlier this month, so it's doing good. And now we also have this edition. I couldn't resist. I had to pick it up. So anyway, long story short, here we go. Yesterday, I noticed suddenly this leaf was bending downward and it had this ugly mark on it. So I got a little concerned because it was doing okay. I've had this for a few weeks, I think. And this one too is doing this kind of similar thing, facing downward. So from what I've learned from you guys who have more experience with aloes is to chop that off, which I'm doing. But I want to get into the pot. You know, I'm tempted to transfer this to something different, but I want to make sure the roots are okay. I really didn't want to tamper with this. It's so beautiful and it's got so many like new leaves and just so cute. But I don't want to lose this plant, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this pot before I talk myself out of it. I was supposed to do this last night, but realized I wasn't in the right frame of mind. So here I am this morning. I'm going to knock this out first. Okay, so join me. Okay. Here's what we're working with. Well, it's not like root bound, it's okay, but it feels really wet. So maybe I just overwatered it, you know? Let's see. I know that my corms are loving pond, but for these bigger plants, it'll take a lot of pond. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Quite frankly, I don't know if I should do anything right now. Maybe just let it dry out. I could put it upstairs under the fan. So here's what I decided to do with the Friday. I put a paper towel, folded it up, put it in the bottom. It's going to help to absorb some of the excess moisture out of this pot. Blasting her with light, I'm going to give her as much light as possible. And also, I intend to put her under a fan a little later upstairs. So that will quickly absorb some of the excess moisture in the pot. Just a little trick I've tried, bringing home plants that are overwatered from big box centers or wherever. I've done that before and it works. So just a little tip and I'll keep you posted on what happens. Okay, so I am back with another little something I've been wanting to do. So this is a burley marks. I'm never sure how to say that, but this actually was variegated initially, but when it was sold, it reverted already. So I knew, and I didn't care. I kind of like the bushiness of these plants, how they grow. So anyway, I got it anyhow, and I've had it in leca. And I don't know if you can see, the roots are pretty, really start growing like crazy. But I wanted to just have a reservoir of leca, and I wanted to put the pond mix that I have in here. Okay. I must say, it looked like it was liking all the airiness of the leca. Yeah, so anyway. So what I'll do is just put some in the bottom of the reservoir so it's easy for me to see. And it needs water. And then I'm going to use the rest. I'm going to give it some pond. Or my DIY pond, I should say. Oops. And here we go. She's done. Mini pumice, and I thought I would try the medium next time, but I actually like the feel of this DIY pond with the mini because it's easier for me to stick trellises in this mixture, or the little pins that I use, these little pins, when I'm pinning the little seedlings in there. So I'm kind of liking that, and I love the color of this. This was recommended by Peachy's channel, Plants and Style, I think is what she calls her. I'll put it on the screen. She made this, and she added her own pumice, and I went on, and I you know, she has a lot of Hoyas in her collection, and so I said, okay, let me try this because that other brand doesn't seem to be available. And I went back and ordered the bigger bag. I'll put the link below. I mean, you know, use it at your own risk. I'm just starting to use this, so I'm not saying go out and buy this. You can do what you want to do, because I don't want you to come back later and say, Mona, I hate this stuff. Why did I listen to you? Don't do it. Use your own judgment. I ordered a small bag, and I kind of like the feel and all of it, but I'm just starting to put some of my plants in this mixture. So here is another one that, look at that. Look at the roots. So yeah, she's still doing this cupping thing. Now, I'm not very good about adding the, like I said, the nutrients to for the pond, you know, for the hydroponics or semi-hydroponics. I have, you know, those 3 that you are supposed to put in and mix in. It's just too much work. I want it to be simple. I want to use my Foliage Pro or something like that in the water and call it a day, and water everybody the same way. I'm not into all this with the extra fertilizer. So if anybody wants fertilizer, let me know. I'll ship it to you. It's open, but there's plenty of it. And anyway, so this one, I cut off 2 leaves that were going south, and I am following whatever tips I hear Rachel gives, and she seems to be the alocasia queen. But yeah, I want to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to do some like on the bottom, and then pond in the rest of this. Let me pour this water out, rinse it. I'll be back. Okay, I had to dump that water. Okay. This is interesting. I might need, uh-oh, this isn't coming out as easily as I thought. And don't worry, guys, I am not dumping any of this. I'm going to pour some scalding hot water on it and reuse it. Okay, not as bad as I thought it would be, but look at those roots. You see? Okay, so the stem feels nice and firm. Ooh, I think I'm gonna sit this in a little hydrogen peroxide. It's stinky. That's another thing with the leca. I'm not good about flushing. I may have said that already. I'm sorry if I repeated myself, but I don't know. I don't really have anything against leca. I feel like the pond because it has the zeolite and the different rocks, it does a better job with getting the water to the roots. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. It's just my preference so far. I may still have a few. I think I do have a few plants that are in just leca. I think I have a black velvet that I may do the same thing to. We'll see. So yeah, let's get some of that algae off of there too. I'm going to just fill this up with a little water and hydrogen peroxide. Be back. All right, so while this is sitting, I just wanted you to look. I was admiring, I think that's the newest leaf. Look at the color on that. Isn't that beautiful? I just wish the Cupria would, I don't know. The leaves seem to go every which way with the way I want it to go. And this looks like it's taking off that, it's a combination of water and some hydrogen peroxide. Not a lot, but yeah. So anyway, while that is sitting there for a few, I wanted to show you another problem child. This is my Hoya Croniana Splash. Now, I want to show you, I had to cut off. Oh, I just stuck it in water last night, but I wanted you to see this. See these dehydrated looking leaves? This is a big chunk of plant right here that, you know, they never, even after watering, I don't know if I overlooked watering or what I did actually. So I just stuck this in here. I wanted to save it to show you how dehydrated these leaves were looking. I just chopped that whole thing off. And with this, I am going to take cuttings as insurance. And I'm getting into this pot and I'm going to look at the roots. I might just go ahead and transfer it into pond. I'm going to be bold. I've taken propagations from this. I have this since 2022 and taken so many propagations from this. Made another plant, and or was that another plant I ordered? I'm not sure. I may have ordered two back to back, but grows like a weed. So I'm going to take some cuttings. Let me bring it down a bit. Okay, hope that's a better view for you. All right, yeah, I think so. All right, so I'm going to take some cuttings and then start them right in pond. My DIY pond. And look, there's the the sap that you don't want to get on your skin. I've gotten it on my skin. It's a little irritating, but just to play it safe, just be careful. So this one even flowered for me, so I'm not going to cut off the little peduncle. Or should I? What would you do? Would you cut that peduncle off and start it in a new pot, or just let it be? We'll let it be. I think these Croniana lacanosa plants are such frequent bloomers that I'm not too worried. The other one was blooming. She still has a flower, and boy, last night the whole house smelled amazing. All right, so what do you think? Should I take one more cutting? All right, I'm going to leave the peduncle, but I'm going to take this whole stem here. I got a lot. I could start several plants with this, and I will, because I love that plant. But I don't know what happened. I've seen people talk about this. Oh, look, it's everywhere. Get this. Okay. She's bleeding. Okay. I'm just loving these birds. I found out I have a nest under my deck. I was about to plant a few plants right above the area where they're nesting underneath. I could hear the babies crying out to the mommy. So I didn't plant those yet. I'm going to have to get them in the pot. They're okay. It rained and they're well watered, but they're sitting like right on top of the two pots. I went back and got the purple petunias and the angel wing senecio, I think it's called. I did go back for that. If you watched my video at Thanksgiving Farms the other day, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the combination of purple petunias, and then I also found a beautiful, what's it called? Potato vine. A really nice dark. I like the potato vine because it trails over the sides of your pot. So I just bought two tiny ones. I was at a Home Depot and they had such an intense, beautiful color. And I'll share that with you later. Hopefully I'll have the camera rolling when I pot those inside. I'm going to try to not disturb the babies too much, but I have to get that done. I have to get it in the ground. It's going to be hot this week. Not in the ground, but in the pot, the original pot that is, or the permanent pot that they'll be in. Okay, I just need something to get this. So this is my own mix. I did repot this a long time ago, I think, but it looks like it's a combination. There's some rocks in here. I don't know if that was but yeah, this is pretty wet. So the fact that that whole thing did not, that whole stem didn't get hydrated after watering, yeah, I'm just going for it, guys. I'm going to put this, once I get it all cleaned off, I am going to put it in my DIY pot. See that, how the outer part of the root, the outer layer is gone. So there was definitely some root rot going on here. So this is gonna get, see how thin that is? The outer layer is gone. So that, I think, tells me that there was some root rot here, hence the dehydrated stem. Yeah, so I'm gonna soak this, get this off. She's gonna get that soak in peroxide and get this, all this dirt off. I could really see what I'm working with. And we're gonna start her right in pond mix. But I think a lot of the seedlings I've started in regular pond, because I just started my DIY pond. I tried this once before, by the way, but that I'll tell you about that in a moment. But yeah, my other seedlings I've started, they like pond. I used to go right into fluval first and then transfer them to pond, but I started testing it out and putting some of the cuttings directly in pond, and they really do respond well. And blast them with a lot of light and lots of water at first. I keep the water level kind of high until I see the roots growing. That's with cuttings. Now this has roots. I'm not gonna keep the water level high, just do my usual watering. I'm gonna put it in a smaller pot, this one, this size. Or maybe I do have one size a little bit bigger. I'll show you those. I ordered a bunch of those. So yeah, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I was thinking also of adding a little bit of perlite to my DIY pond. We'll talk about that some more. But speaking of DIY pond, I wanted to share this. I think I did in the video the other day, but just to clarify, I tried a DIY pond before and failed because I added way too much Osmocote fertilizer to it. And I heard Peachy say that on her channel as well. She was talking about the only way to mess up your own DIY pond is to put too much fertilizer, slow release in there. And I think that's what I did because my plants didn't respond well. So I ended up just using it later as a top dressing and mixed it in with some soil. I didn't let it go to waste, but I didn't like what I made, and it was a small amount, so no harm, no waste there. But when I watched her doing this, and I said, you know, I'm going to go for it too. And other people have done it and succeeded, so why not try it? And that's, like I said, always an experiment on this channel. I'll be right back. Let me go and rinse this off. Stay tuned for part 2 of this lengthy plant chore day. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.